Hello? Hello. It's 5 p.m. on Tuesday the 28th of January 2020. Where shall I start? I've had a go at the bike this morning. It was too cold. My hands were freezing within about 10 minutes. But I've worked out that the squeal is in one direction only, so I'm going to take the brake pads off, swap them over and see if that resolves it. Otherwise, I had a read of a video, or watch of a video on YouTube about it, and it could be the toe-in adjustment, which basically involves putting an angle on so the front of the brake pad hits the wheel first, just slightly, and then it brakes gradually. The back's working fine, but I just need to get the front resolved. So when it warms up a little, the next warm morning or warm afternoon, I'll get out there and do it. It just means taking a couple of cable ties and setting it, basically. And if that don't work, I'll switch the brake pads around. Anyway, the diets-ish. I went out and got some bacon and some rolls because I'm a bit fed up. 2 weeks without a reply from any of my emails to my MP. Well, my MP is that I've got the auto reply off him, but nothing from the council, nothing from the councillors about repairs. Again, I'm having problems with the council and doing repairs. They won't even tell me if they're investigating why I was getting disconnected for those 2 days. So I've tweeted Martin Eason because nothing else seems to work, so I've sent him a tweet. That was a few hours ago now. I've not had anything. I'm assuming my emails are getting through because I'm getting auto response back from some of them. So it's leaving me and getting to some of them. Now, whether the council's got an email problem, I don't know. And quite frankly, I don't care. Because I've worked in enough councils where there is email problems, and they normally let people know that there's an email problem. So I want to know why no one's replying to me. I've got outstanding repairs and no one's telling me. I have an appointment with a reference number for January the 31st, but they won't tell me what the reference number is in relation to. My housing officer again is not contacting me. I've even emailed Duncan, the independent living officer, and he hasn't come back to me. I don't know. I've done, here's a quick check, quietly 2 miles today. I've not been out for my walks. My big plan of 1.5 miles every two and a bit hours. I'm just not motivated, not got the drive. I can't get repairs done again. I can't get the council to reply to me again. What is it about me? I've given up on Louisa because it's a waste of time. It really is. What's the point in having a girlfriend if when she's got 2 weeks off you barely see her? She's been round here once for about 3 hours, I think it was. And then when I went round to hers on yesterday, as soon as I got in there, she made me feel uncomfortable and nervous because she kept looking out the window and, "Oh, quiet, there's a knock on the door." Not exactly the best environment for someone who's got mental health problems. I've got the drill on charge. I've managed to sort that out. So tomorrow I'll go round and do the trunking where the glues come away. I'll just screw it into the wall. I mean, really, I should have screwed it in anyway. The glue on the back of it is a temporary thing anyway because it dries out. It's just to hold it, so you put a screw in. So I'll put a few screws in, get the trunking sorted because it does need sorting. Although, having said that, the big trunking on the wall that's only on glue and that stayed pretty well. But I think that had 2 strips as opposed to the smaller trunking which only has 1 strip. So that probably explains why that stayed there. I've had a quick look around the kitchen for LTE signal and it is more or less in the right spot at the moment. I need to test whether it needs to go up a little, but I can do that later on. It's consistently 20 meg. I know it's not fast, but I remember when, a 50.6k modem was blisteringly fast. So 20 meg's fine. It does streaming fine. It sorts out all the issues I was having on FreeSat with Horrorbytes and some of the streaming bits on there. They was locking up, but it seems to be working perfectly now. I've also turned off the traffic monitoring because apparently it could have been that was causing my phone to disconnect from the internet. Everything else was working, but sometimes it just dropped off. At the moment, like 4 hours after I've done it now, it seems to be fine. So it might have been the traffic monitoring being turned on. Mentally, not a good place. After the last couple of weeks of improvement, all it takes is the council again to throw me over the edge. All I want is to get some repairs done, but I can't get anyone to reply to me. Don't know what to do. I've contacted people as much as I can, short of hanging on the phone for 40-50 minutes and trying to get through to someone that doesn't care, like housing don't. I mean, you get through to someone in housing, it's just a bud on the end of a phone. I can't get through to my housing officer if I try. Although he gives his number out, his mobile number, to some of the residents, but he doesn't give it to me. Funny that. Mentally on a -5 to +5. I don't know. I'm going down again. I think I've been 0, maybe a 1, up until the last couple of days where I've been trying to get the council to reply to me. And nothing. It's gradually going down. I'd say I'm -2 at the moment. Because when you've got a girlfriend that doesn't seem to be interested in talking to you, I've got online people that talk to me, but I still don't get anyone knocking on the door. Why is it people only knock on my door when they're after something? Anyway. not in a good place. I'm testing the bread machine. I brought a bread machine a couple of weeks ago for £10 out of a charity shop, and I'm just testing it. I've put a loaf in, and it's got about an hour and a bit left on it, so that should be done shortly. And currently, the most I can do is excuse me for yawning. The most I can do is sit down and watch Travels by Narrowboat with Kevin and Aslan. It's a shame because me exercising and me walking and my heart rate and everything was improving. And just because I can't get any repairs done, I feel like I might as well have stayed in Dagenham. The only difference between here and Dagenham is I haven't got a Nigerian spitting at me all the time. My neighbour, in case you didn't know, was Nigerian in Dagenham. She spat at me all the time. And the police didn't do anything out in Dagenham. Even with witnesses, they still didn't do anything. So to say I've given up is a bit of an understatement. I think I'm about to go into the overdraft again. I've saved a little bit of money up, but it's not enough to live off for another week. But thankfully Santander are now they're charging you on the amount of money you use rather than a daily fee. So if I can keep that amount down, then I shouldn't be paying as much on the interest as I was before. So that might give me a bit of a leeway. But I can't see a way out of it. Short of staying home and not doing anything, don't think I'm going to have much of a birthday, I'll tell you. I've booked the Sky Garden for my birthday, so I might end up going there by myself. Because it's on a Saturday as well, so it'll be quiet. Just hopefully, it'll be quiet and sunny, because it is a bit pointless going to the Sky Garden if the glass is all covered in raindrops. You can't really photograph anything. And the whole point of going to the Sky Garden is getting nice clear shots of everywhere. Might even pull the other camera out and see what that does. Anyway, what else is going on? Done the Wi-Fi. Got the trunking underway. Trying to think, what else was there that I'm supposed to have done? I think I've done what I'm supposed to have done. I am getting up at a regular time at the moment. 2 days in a row I've got up about 7 and I've stayed up. Yesterday I managed to get up and forget to have my breakfast, so I didn't have that till later in the afternoon. I've had 2 bacon rolls and a bit of pan grilled fish and some veg today. Caspy was misbehaving himself this morning for a couple of hours. He was running round and properly fighting with Tabs. Tabs was barking and squealing at him. I have heard a cat do that once, but that's when they was getting mating, and they make all sorts of funny noises when they're mating. Anyway, I think that's about it. If there's anything else, I'll jump onto the camera again later tonight, but I think that's it. So thank you for watching. I'll try and stay awake till 10 and I'll go to bed. That's it. I'll speak to you again soon.